I've never found a love like this. There it is. I've never found a love like this.
Hello everyone, welcome back to E20 Zone TV. I am joined to my right by Lucas, all the way from the US of A, via Denmark, Lucas. And tonight, we won. We won a game.
Yes,
Lucky
we did.
Enlighten me quickly on your thoughts on that game.
First half was, bar the goal, obviously. The goal was really good by Scamacca. Great touch, well taken. We still weren't that great. Defense was a bit better, but our passing was so bad. Like Cresswell's passing was bad. For some reason, Johnson in the first half, his long balls were a lot better than his intermediate to short passes. Lanzini's passing was diabolical. And then just first half was not good. And then second half, we did look a lot better. The passing got better because the game opened up more for us. We didn't make the game open up, but like it was just the nature of the beast. Viborg had to try and get a goal. They attack, we counter. And Benrahma, Cornet, Scamacca, beautiful link up for the second goal. And then we score a third, and it's happy days.
Who impressed you the most tonight for you?
Oh,
I thought Scamacca was decent. I'll be honest.
I thought Scamacca was really good today, and he showed a lot of what he's capable of doing in the Premier League. Like that pass that he played to Benny through on goal, and in my personal opinion, I think Benrahma should have taken his chance and scored because there. And I get it. People were hounding me on Twitter a little bit, like, and I know Cornet missed an absolute blinding sitter. It was bad miss.
You know full well if that's Benrahma, everyone's going at him. 100%.
But in my opinion, and I get like, oh, he wants to get Cornet a goal to get him off the mark. I get that, but Benrahma was 1-on-1, like clear chance. And this is the thing. He played Cornet open. Cornet wasn't open, if that makes sense. He played him open, which, in my opinion, I think Benrahma should have taken his chance and try to go for a brace. But I understand where people are coming from. He wants to get his assists up. He wants to get Cornet off the mark. I get that. But in my opinion, I think the best opportunity in that moment was for him to keep the ball and put it in.
Cornet had to put that away, mate.
They both should have put it away.
Yeah, but he definitely should have put it away.
But Cornet's miss was a lot worse, obviously.
Yeah, he was. I wasn't impressed with him tonight. I really weren't. I thought he'd done some good things in sort of small moments. But the first half, he was non-existent, Cornet. In the second half, fair enough, he come into it a bit more, and he obviously assisted Benny for the goal.
He wasn't that great, but I still liked his movement and his positioning. Like he always just bursts into the box.
Yeah. And
I love that, especially when the ball's on the right, he's on the left, or vice versa, and the cross comes in. He always is coming in for that header, which will come in due time.
How would you say we played tonight? Give us one word for how we played tonight, if you can.
Like I said, first half, in my opinion, was not good. I won't say it was diabolical. It was just our passing. But in terms of how we played first half, I didn't think we were good. But second half, we looked a lot better. I thought
we were slow in the first half. I really did.
Yeah, I would say overall we were again okay, but it was a bit more positive than all of our other matches. Like you know how I feel about the Brentford match, and other people feel the opposite of me. I would say if I was in that same mindset as everyone else, I would say it was about the same as Brentford, maybe a little less, because our passing was absolutely terrible.
I've got to be honest. I thought first half, I agree with you. I thought first half we just didn't get going, and then we scored really, against the run of play. I wouldn't say a run of play. They look better going forward than us at some stages. But it's a good goal from Scamacca. Don't get me wrong. I will get on to him later on, but
he's a lovely man.
I like this
Absolutely
kid.
lovely.
I really do, and he's a natural born finisher.
That ball he played to Ben Rama through on goal just shows me the quality he has. Like, that is not an easy ball he played. Weak foot. He wasn't even like 45 degrees. He was like 32 degrees and just wrapped his foot around that ball through the middle of the pitch. It was an absolute corker of a pass.
What do you matter what Gary says there? Gave the ball away too much. What is going on?
Yeah.
I think that's the midfield, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and I thought Souček, he wasn't by any means amazing or great today, but he was solid. He put in a decent shift.
Yeah.
And he got his scrappy goal, which he loves to get. I have no complaints with Souček, really, except for there was one funny moment where he was running forward and he got tangled up with someone and fell down. It was pretty weak, and I started laughing. But he was solid today.
Out of all the players today, who would you say should be guaranteed starting on Sunday? Now, for me, I thought Fornals played okay. I thought yet again he done.
I thought
done the basics well.
I thought Kerr, Ben Rama, Fornals, and Ben Johnson were okay. I thought Ogbonna was very solid today.
He didn't have he didn't have a lot to do, but he done well, didn't he?
There's a few defensive positions he got himself into where it was like vintage Ogbonna. I remember vividly. Yeah. He came up towards, it was in the second half, or it might have been late first half. His man who he was marking came up to midfield, and Ogbonna pushed high towards the midfield, and the guy already won the ball, but Ogbonna just swerved his foot and tackled him and pushed the ball out. It was very, very good. It was vintage Ogbonna. And I thought he was solid today, but there's a lot of okay players. Ben Rama and Scamacca stood out for sure.
Yeah. I just think before we move on sort of the Premier League, because then we get to the Villa game and then we'll talk about the players. For me, I think West Ham should have went through this team. A confident West Ham side goes through this team quite comfortable. I think in the end it looks comfortable, but it wasn't, especially for that first.
Really, we should have won about 5-0, really.
Yeah.
But
really,
3-0 clean sheet, it can only do us good going into Sunday. But who would you say your man in the match is? Mine's tough.
I thought Kira played well tonight. I thought he ended everything well. Yeah, I thought he done all right.
You know, Souček had a goal and assist today.
Souček, is that Souček's level though? That's the only thing. I don't know. Who can I say was man of the match? I thought Benny's goal was good. Don't get me wrong.
For me, it's between Scamacca and Ben Rama.
I would probably just give it to Scamacca, if I'm honest. I think
he just edges it. He had more moments, I think, and he scored a goal. I just think he had more moments and he was a bit more influential. I think Ben Rama did good against the run of play like he's supposed to, but I think Scamacca made a bit more happen, if that makes sense.
But the goal that he scored,
it was beautiful.
That was out of nothing, really. It was just a little sort of cross into him.
Scamacca starts it. Cornet, beautiful touch to play him in, and then it was a great finish.
Before we move on,
good goal kick from Areola as well.
I want you to give me your assessment of Cornet today.
I think
because that miss is a howler, mate. There's no choice about it.
Yeah,
he completely fucking missed it.
It is, but again, hasn't played that much. Like I said, I like his movement, offers a lot of pace. That assist he had to Ben Rama, absolutely quality. And I think we can forgive him for that howler. I mean, yes, we'd love to see him put it in, but in a game that was pretty much already said and done, not really said and done, but Viborg didn't look too threatening in the second half.
Yeah, I agree.
They were decent in the first half, but I think they were better because we were really that bad in the first half. But I like him. I like his positioning. The pace he offers is great. And I didn't know that he had that kind of touch pass that he does, which opens up a bit more for us, I think.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, mate. I am. Right, let's get into it. Premier League predictions time. Start off this game. Southampton versus Manchester United. A new reborn Manchester United that beat Liverpool last week, which I couldn't believe. Lucas, how did you see this going? Are Man United back? or was it temporary fix for you?
It was absolutely hilarious to see all the United fans on Twitter just doing their normal thing, over celebrating all that. I mean, I get it; it's an emotional time for them. A lot of stuff going on at the club that I really don't understand, but I really don't care to understand. But I think I have a decent idea of what they're upset about and protesting. But I really think Liverpool were just that bad. Their midfield was absolutely horrible. And again, you know me, I emphasize the midfield so much. And that midfield just was not going to cut it, really. But going into Sunday on the road, early kickoff, noon kickoff, Southampton, they don't look that terrible. But again, they don't have like really anything bright about them. For a South Coast team, the sun is not shining on them, really. If I had to predict, I'm going to go 2-1 United.
I don't think United win this game, mate. I really don't.
It was between a 1-1 and a 2-1, but I think
it's a 2-2 drawing all over this. 100%. I think Man United, what you just said about the midfield against Liverpool, when they got Milner and Henderson in there, like, you got half a chance. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think they've got half a chance against other proper midfields. I think Southampton, who they beat last week, Leicester away, and they get some confidence now. Southampton always do well against Manchester United at home. Always, yeah. I can't remember the last time they actually lost a game against Manchester United at home. So I think this is a banker draw, mate, for me. Both teams to score, banker draw all day long. So I'm going to go like 2-2. I think there's goals in this game. I don't think Man United win. I think that last week was a big game, big atmosphere against a big rival. I think this week they're going to come back down to earth, if I'm honest. Moving on to this one. Brentford versus Everton.
Good match, I think this is going to be.
Yeah. What is your assessment on this one, mate?
At first, you look at this matchup, you think it's going to be quite boring, really slow, but I think we're going to see some goals in this match because I think Everton are a bit desperate to get off the mark, just like West Ham are really in the league. Brentford, solid, smart, organized squad that, again, it's always those squads that they're going to let you play your weakest style of football without you knowing. Like against us. Like, they're going to give us possession because they know we're not good in possession.
And we're not going to break the teams down.
Exactly. With Everton, I feel like they're kind of in the same I feel like Lampard kind of has the same structure as Moyes, where like at the foundation of their tactics, they're going to want to counterattack, soak up, and hit you on the break. But they're not good in possession, nor do they have the players to be good in possession. Like West Ham, I think we have the players to be good in possession, just our tactics are shit. Everton, the tactics may be okay, but their players not good. And Brentford at home, I'm going to go 3-1 Brentford.
I think Brentford go through Everton quite easy. I think Anthony Gordon transfer rumours will affect Everton. And I
have to say, if Everton do not accept £60 million for Anthony Gordon, that is, he's good. Don't get me wrong, but there's just no way he's going to be that player. Not
yet, anyway. I think 60 million is a lot of money for someone who's...
I think he's going to be a very good player, but not the type to carry a team, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, £60 million, you have to take that.
100%. 100%. You'd be mad not to. I'm going to say 2-0 Brentford. Brentford are good at home. There's no two ways about this. They are a very, very good side at home. Away from home, last week, they cost one of my family friends 80 grand, which was a killer. Yeah.
I had a 3-1 accumulator the other day for the cup matches in Leicester. Oh, how could they not? how could they not do
Stockport.
Yeah, that, and they played a strong lineup too, which was unreal.
I know. So I'm going to go 2-0 Brentford. I think Brentford will set up strong, attack Everton, score the first goal, and see the game out 2-0, in my opinion. Moving on to another game, Lucas, which is going to be another good one. Brighton versus Leeds.
Absolute corker this match is going to be. You got the American Dream squaring off against TED Talk Masterclass Graham Potter.
Yeah.
Going to be a corker.
Are you surprised by Leeds this year? Because I ain't. I always said that Leeds will do well this year. I just felt it. Like I felt getting rid of Rafinha and Calvin Phillips might be a blessing in disguise when they're going to bring in 8 players.
And it's not because of the Americans at Leeds, but I've been on this tip for ever since they came back up. I've always said, like, obviously I'm never going to leave West Ham. That's going to be with me forever. But I always said if God did not bring me West Ham, I'd hope He'd bring me Leeds, because the foundation of Leeds, you can only respect it. Like, yeah, their fans may be a bit over the top, a bit extreme. I would say West Ham is a bit more fickle. Yeah. But, like, I can only respect Leeds and their foundation and what their club is about. And ever since they brought in all the Americans, I'm not really surprised, because Jesse Marsch has pretty much not the same exact tactics as Bielsa, but the same foundation, really. And they just have a bunch of players that are playing for the badge. No one's bigger than the club, and they don't really have like a go-to man. Kind of like when we went on our run, we never had that.
It was everyone. It wasn't just one man, was it?
Everyone was pitching in.
Yeah.
Everyone was pitching in, and right now, Leeds, everyone's pitching in. Rodrigo seems to be the one with the hot hand right now, or
he is, and Harrison,
hot leg, whatever. And then with Brighton, I mean, I can't say enough about Graham Potter. When you look on paper, Brighton's team is so painfully average and mid-table, but his tactics are just so good, really are, and it's going to be a very good match.
Yeah, I like Potter. I think he's the next England manager. If I'm being honest, I think if someone said to us right now, you get rid of Gareth Southgate and you bring in Graham Potter, I think he could do wonders. Really could.
I truly believe if Graham Potter went to Tottenham, they'd be fighting for the title. I really do. His tactics are that good.
I looked at a price at Leeds this year to finish in the top half, and it was the price was unreal. So I had some of that, and I think Leeds will comfortably finish in the top 10. When I look at Leeds and I look at their team that they've got with like Tyler Adams, Brendan Harrison, even Jack Harrison, if they can keep all these players fit, then by far they will be up there this year. They'll be a force. Brighton, on the other hand, I agree with you, Lucas. I think they're massively underrated. I really do. I think Brighton are a good,
and there's nothing wrong with like overachieving with the squad you have, but I think people need to look past that and appreciate Graham Potter more. And I mean, they do have decent players, but I really do think Graham Potter's just managing out of his skin.
I agree, mate. I think what he does on such a small budget is unbelievable.
He had West Ham's budget, he'd probably get us to Europa League consistently. I mean, we've obviously made it the past 2 seasons, but I feel like he could literally make us a foundational top 6.
What are you saying for this game, Lucas?
As much as I want to back Leeds and I believe in them, I do think Graham Potter will get the job done at home. And that's another thing too. They have such good squad rotation, even though they don't have like the sexy players, especially on paper. Like the guys they have in, they fill those roles decently when called upon. I'm gonna go 2-1 Brighton.
I'm actually going to go Leeds on this one. I really am. I think Brighton will have to come forward and Leeds will hit them on the break. I like Leeds this year, mate. I really do. I fear that Leeds could be going up another level under Jesse Marsch.
They're not afraid to spend either.
Yeah, and they look like they're a well-together unit. I think under Bielsa, I think he just drove them into the ground, really, if I'm being honest. So I'm going to go I think both teams will score in this game. 2-1 Leeds. I'm going to go 2-1 Leeds on this one. I really do. I think Leeds are a real deal this year.
I like Brighton. I like Brighton just for the sole fact when they played us, they looked so good in possession. They really did. So that's what I think is gonna propel them.
I'll tell you what, the day Brighton get relegated, right, will be a good day for us.
Yes, it will.
Moving on to the Fofana derby, Chelsea versus Leicester. Wesley Fofana, right? Chelsea are bidding for this geezer, and they still can't get the man to the club, and he's not playing for Leicester anymore. He's in the under-23s, I think. How'd you see this game going after Chelsea's hammering last week against Leeds?
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to bounce back and look to take out their frustration of last week onto Leicester. And Leicester did play a decent. They played a decent lineup in their cup match on Tuesday. They played a decent side on Tuesday, and it's a bit tough because Chelsea, they don't really look a threat going forward, but Leicester's defending is not good. Yuri Tillemans isn't fully into it because he's still probably looking to move. I'm gonna go 2-0 Chelsea.
I think Chelsea will get this done. I think they've signed Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang again. I think if my sources are right, but I just feel last week they just got completely destroyed by Leeds. If I'm being honest, Leeds just running ragged, and I think this week they're going to have some sort of reaction. There's going to have to be something this week, yeah. I think it's a big game, really, because I think if Chelsea lose this game, then Tuchel's under massive pressure. Then, so I agree. I'm going to side with you on this one. 2-0. I don't think Leicester will do anything this year.
This will say a lot for Chelsea's top four hopes because I still have Chelsea as my nailed on last Champions League spot until Arsenal actually proves it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
It's a big match for Chelsea going forward.
Leicester to finish in the bottom half, mate, which I told everyone a few weeks ago is absolute steal. Even money. So, 2-0 for me, 2-0 for Lucas. Moving on to this one. Liverpool versus Bournemouth. How many goals Liverpool scoring this weekend? I think
after what happened at Old Trafford, if they score anything less than 4, I think they won't be happy. So I'm gonna go 5-0.
I'm gonna say 3-0. I think that Liverpool will get this game done because don't forget there's a game in midweek and all.
Yep.
So they're going to be sort of rotating and I think Liverpool will just try and get a win, try and win this game.
Yeah.
And then focus on the Wednesday game. I'm not too sure who they got Wednesday, but obviously they are going to be away from home. So I'm surprised with Liverpool. I really am at the minute. I'm surprised that they haven't sort of kicked into gear. Like Nunez was there, then he gets sent off, and then it just seems like he just can't do anything right at the minute. But I think they bounce back in this one. I really do. 3-0 for me, 5-0 for Lucas. Moving on. Another one. Manchester City versus Crystal Palace.
I think this is going to be a decent match.
Palace always do them at their place, though, Lucas.
And I've been saying this. Palace, they look decent. I think Vieira is a decent manager. I think he's a bit overrated, really. But they have a decent side. They're just lacking that goal scorer, even though Zaha has been bagging them in. And then last season he did score 15. But they just need to find that not consistent goal scorer. But, you can't – I don't know. In my opinion, you can't rely on Zaha to bag you a goal every week. They need to get that striker situation sorted out, in my opinion. If they can if one of those 3 strikers they have can find some form along with Zaha, I think Palace could be in for a good season.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I do like Palace with certain players, but sometimes as a team, they don't really sort of perform, so to speak. I just want to answer this quickly, yeah? James, do you think Lucas Paqueta will join us, or do you think the deal is off now? I think the deal is looking very unlikely, mate, if I'm being honest. West Ham need to cough up the money Lyon want. And I think what it is, other teams are being alerted to it. I think someone will come in and pay the money for him. Do you know what I mean? But if we can get him, then great.
Yeah.
We would be. And Super Chef's in the house. Even though Super Chef is home, baby, I need to see this Cornet miss. I'd rather you didn't, Scott. I will say that. I'm going to say 4.
Oh.
4? I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'll say 3-1 to Manchester City. I think Palace will score in this game, but I just think City are just too good at the minute. I think after last week, when they come back against Newcastle from 3-1 down, I think they was, to end up like just nearly winning the game, I'll say 3-1. What you saying, Lucas, on this?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 3-0, but it's gonna be a very hard fought 3-0. I just think with Palace's midfield, like I like Eze, I like the new signing Decore. I just don't think. I feel like if you took Eze out and put in like Will Hughes or the other Balkan bastard they have, their captain that takes the penalties, I feel like it'd be like 2-0 maybe. But I just feel like the midfield's going to be a bit too – they don't have the defensive quality in the midfield, I think, to contain them as much as they'd like. So I think 3-0.
3-0 for you, mate. Moving on to this game, 5:30 kickoff, Arsenal versus Fulham. I've been quite surprised with Fulham this year, mate. I really have. Like, they're unbeaten against like everyone. Yeah. They played Liverpool, Wolves away, and they beat Brentford at home. Now, the Brentford game last week, I thought Brentford were nailed on to go there and get something after beating United 4-0 and to score 3 goals. And they was 2-0 up, I think, in that game. They come back to 2-2. And their heads didn't drop. They went again and they got the winner.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to be as a walkover as everyone thinks, in my opinion. What do you reckon on this?
Yeah, Fulham have been surprisingly decent so far. I mean, obviously, opening week 2-2 with Liverpool and the Balkan bastard himself, Mitrovic, bags of brace. I do think this is going to be another solid match. You know, these Saturday matches have been very good. I'm going to go 3-2 to Arsenal just because I still think Arsenal, their defense is overrated. I really do. And they're going to have to defend if they want to beat they're going to have to defend if they want to beat Fulham because Mitrovic is just going to be running over people. He's going to be a nuisance. He's going to be looking to just tackle people, run into them like a bulldozer, and I think that's going to pay dividends for them to make it a tough match. So I'm going to go 3-2 Arsenal because I think Fulham's defense is pretty weak, and they will hit them on the counter a few times.
I think on this one, I think if Fulham get to half-time 0-0, or they can hold Arsenal to half-time, Fulham have got a chance in this. The only thing I will say about Arsenal, they haven't conceded a goal yet, from what I remember, like going behind first. Now, if Fulham can score the first goal, then Arsenal might sort of fold under pressure. Every time Arsenal played this year, they've scored a goal and their confidence is up. It would be nice to see what they're like if they go 1-0 down. I do think Arsenal will win the game, though. I will say that. Do you know what I'm saying? I think the longer the game goes on, I think Fulham's got a chance of getting something. If Arsenal score in the first 20 minutes, then it could be 4-0. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's either or. I'm going to say 3-1 to Arsenal. I think Arsenal will concede. They seem like they do concede. They conceded in the last home game against Leicester. So I'm going to say 3-1 on it. I think Jesus will be a decent signing for them. I think he's one of the best signings in the Premier League this transfer window, if I'm being honest. And
it's looking to be good money, money spent. It was a lot of money, but you know, I don't think Gabriel Jesus is necessarily like a great footballer, but his positioning and his instinct is so good. It really is, and it only got better being at City for as long as he was.
Natural born finisher, though, isn't he? That's what he is.
And obviously, you can't teach pace. He's got bags of it.
Listen, I think he's one of the best signings this summer, if I'm being honest. Like, people look at Haaland and they look at Nunez, but I do feel, and I've got the bet with West Ham online. Now, I think Arsenal have surprised me, but I would like to see it when they're under pressure.
They also haven't played anyone.
Not really, yeah. But the games that they have played, I will say this before I get your prediction. Games they have played, Palace away, which is always a tough place to go, and they sort of tore them apart in the first game of the season. Then they played Leicester, which I've always said Leicester are this. They're going to sink.
Fulham will be a good test because Fulham are going to be balls to the wall, kind of like Leeds, kind of like who else am I thinking of?
Fulham's got no fear, basically. They've got no fear to go there and not like worried. You know what I'm saying? What do you reckon? Score-wise,
I said 3-2. 3-2 Arsenal.
3-2 it is for you, mate. Let's move on to the Sunday's games. I'm going to leave the West Ham game till last, as I always do. Wolves versus Newcastle. Newcastle look like they're getting Isak from Real Sociedad.
Great signing.
£58 million. I think it's a great signing and all. Right, I like that Swedish lad, mate. He's still in Spain, and no one's picked him up. I don't know, but
he's a very good prospect, and he's very promising. The stats haven't really backed up his potential or what he can be, but he's got the goods. Tall, fast, skillful, good dribbler. Not the strongest, but he's no pushover. He did decent in the Euros. He hasn't really been that great for Sweden, but he wasn't terrible in the Euros. But it's a good piece of business, I think.
What do you think of Wolves this year? Obviously, I think they've just signed their. One point on. What do you think of Wolves this year? They've just signed someone. I can't think of his name. Sasha Kazajic. I can't even pronounce his name.
The striker from Leipzig.
I think it's Stuttgart or somewhere. Yeah, the big lump.
Oh yeah, Stuttgart. Huge. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
an okay player. Another kind of Isak, where just he's a prospect, but a lot of upside. Clearly. I don't know. Wolves are so bland this season, and every single the past like 3 seasons they've just been so meh, so bland. But they always somehow start off hot, or they pull it out in the end. And
I think Wolves are in trouble this year.
Not relegation trouble, but I think they will be in a consistent fight towards the bottom. Like I think I predicted them to finish 15th. So I think they're going to be in I don't want to say a relegation fight, but they are going to be in those whereabouts from like 14th to 17th, I think.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So I guess that's a relegation fight. I don't know.
I can't remember who Wolves played last week, but I don't think they won a game. I remember they played Fulham the other week, and they went away to someone. Someone could tell me in the chat they played. It was Tottenham. And they played all right from what I heard, but they end up losing the game. But I think this is a game where if Wolves don't win this game, I think Wolves could be like a Leicester. And I do feel that me and Tom said it. Well, he said Wolves. I was more towards Leicester. And this is a game really they should be trying to win.
With Wolves, it's the same thing every single season. They're very organized, good defensively. They just lack goals. And Jimenez is a very good striker, but he's just a shadow of himself ever since that injury. Like he just doesn't go in for headers and balls like he used to, which was literally his bread and butter. And he was like a Mexican Mitrovic, but a lot more better on the ball and a better touch and all that good stuff. Yeah. But ever since that head injury, he just hasn't been the same, or does the same things. But if he starts bagging, I mean, Wolves are a completely different team.
What would you say for this game, score-wise?
I've got in America right now, they are at about evens for a draw, no bet. But I think Newcastle. I rate Newcastle. I think Eddie Howe was a very good pickup for them. I don't think Eddie Howe is like by any means like a fantastic manager, but like he spends his money well. He doesn't rush into things, and he plays a decent style of football that is respectable and won't get the fans all riled up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back him to win 1-0.
1-0. I'm gonna say. I don't know. I just feel Wolves could do them. You know what I mean? I really do. I think Newcastle are a good side this year, but I don't know. I just feel Wolves have to perform at some time. I'm going to say 2-1 Wolves. I don't know. I just feel it. I just feel a Wolves win coming from somewhere. So yeah, I'm going to say 2-1. Moving on to this game, then we get to the West Ham Villa game. I see a few Villa fans in the chat. Nottingham Forest versus Spurs, Lucas. The last time a London club went to City Ground, they lost, which was us. Will Spurs lose on Sunday?
Absolutely not. Nottingham, they're not very good. They weren't good against Everton. The goal they scored, credit to the goal, but it was a shit rebound goal.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know about Forest. I really don't. Like, they're not that organized. I like Steve Cooper. I think his story and his passion are decent. His tactics are all right, but again, they just have a modge podge of players coming in, and he's got to figure all that out, what they want to do going forward, which is difficult because you just, obviously, as we know as West Ham supporters, you just can't buy these players and chuck them right in. It's never that simple.
I haven't seen Forest play good though this season.
No.
Not even against us. Like they done okay.
Yeah,
they weren't phenomenally good against us.
I'll keep it short and simple. I do think they're going to get rolled over for the first time here. I think Spurs are just they're too good for them, and Spurs are solid enough defensively. They'll invite Nottingham to have possession, and they're just not going to be good enough in possession. They'll hit them on the counter, and even if Spurs have possession, they're decent in possession. They'll score, and I think I'm not going to go for a battering, but 3-0.
Yeah, you know what? I thought 3-1. I think Forest will score in this game because I think the crowd will get into them. But I think Tottenham. I don't like to say this, but I think they're fucking up there, mate. They do look good.
It makes me sick.
And do you know what makes it worse is they're winning games where last year they would struggle to win them games. Like last week, for instance, they played.
To be fair,
Wolves.
they shouldn't have drawn, but
do you know what
against
I mean?
Chelsea,
like,
but
even though they did, but they still got a draw though. That's the thing; they still got something out of that game. And I think I don't think they're going to win the league. I think Manchester City will win the league.
I think they're nailed on to finish third. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's on like when people used to say second for me, I was like laughing, but now I think they're up there. Spurs.
I think Spurs are going to be the Arsenal of last year, except they're not going to bottle it. But last year, Arsenal, I swear, every time I watch them, they always win 1-0. Every single week, they win 1-0. They'd be so shit. They win 1-0. But I don't think Tottenham are shit. They're so set up to win 1-0, 2-0 games that like they're not going to be an issue. I don't think they're going to have an issue really against any side this season. Like even against Man City, I feel like Man City will probably have the edge and win, but Tottenham are going to give them a good match. They have the squad, they have the players. Even though I think their midfield is a bit overrated. Like I think Bentancur is a solid player. I think Højbjerg is incredibly overrated, but he does exactly what Conte wants him to do.
It's Conte and all. Conte's a good manager. You know what I mean?
Good system, good players. They do what the manager wants them to do, and that's a recipe for success.
100% agree, mate. Final game of the weekend: Aston Villa versus West Ham United. I'll start off with this. We need to see some fresh faces and fresh minds. Right? People don't agree on this, but I'm sorry. Last week's game was shit, and we were shit. And if we turn up to Villa and Villa score first, then I think Villa could fucking roll us. I really do. We need to come out the traps fast against Villa with some new brains and new minds and some fresh new approach. Yeah, and if we do, I think we can get a positive result there. Yeah, but at present, I look at us. Forget tonight's game, because even tonight's game we was okay in spells, but like we couldn't pass like 5-yard passes in a straight line. So it's a major problem. How do you see this going on Sunday, Lucas?
This is a joust collision of pressure. Pressure will make diamonds with this match because both managers under pressure, under fire a little bit.
Yeah.
One manager is good. The other I really don't think is. I don't rate Gerrard as a manager, but I do rate the Villa players. I think if Villa had another manager, I think they'd actually be quite decent because they have the players. Just I don't rate Gerrard. I really don't.
Let me ask you this, right? Who's under more pressure on Sunday? Gerrard or Moyes?
Oh, Gerrard 1,000%, I think.
Yeah.
Because Villa spends so much money and they brought in Gerrard. Gerrard got some of the players he really wanted and didn't overpay for, but he's got some players that he really put his leg out for that he needed. And Villa should not be struggling with the players they have at hand. I know they lost Diego Carlos, but they've got a decent side, and they shouldn't be losing or playing the way they are. And you could say the same with West Ham, really. But Sunday is going to be very, very interesting. We do have a good history against Villa, home and away, and it's just so tough. It's tough. It's tough to predict a match like this with both managers under pressure. Both squads haven't played well yet, and the odds say that both of these teams are bound for a good match and to play well. So I'm not going to go off history. I think we're going to see. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw, a cheeky 2-2, a cheeky Desmond. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm worried. I am worried about this game because I know if we lose this game, the backlash is going to start building. That's the fear that I do have. Yeah. I think I disagree with you with the Gerrard Moyes thing. Who's under more pressure? I think Moyes is under more pressure than him. I think if Moyes loses this game, and it all depends how we lose. If we do lose the game, how we lose the game. Questions will be asked of what is going on, especially if he doesn't start any of these new players. If we get to the starting lineup on Sunday at 1:00 in the afternoon and we see this team come out,
I think Scamacca after today. I just
he
don't
has to
understand
start,
how
mate.
he doesn't start after what he did. But I still stay consistent that our midfield is such an issue that really all the other problems around it, for me, like they aren't irrelevant, but until that midfield gets fixed, nothing else really matters to me. Even though it does matter, just that's my thought process. But after what Scamacca did today, like he just offers so much. I can already envision a goal right now, and we haven't even played, that Scamacca just totally shields Tyrone Mings, lays it off to Jared Bowen, far corner in the box. I can envision that right now.
Get your money on Bowen to score on the weekend. I don't know, Lucas. I don't know. You're saying 2-2, yeah? I don't know what to say on this game. I think a confident West Ham goes there and wins. There's no two ways about it. But at the minute, I look at two teams that are really lacking in confidence. I did watch Villa against Everton, and it took them a while to break Everton down, but they did do it eventually.
And you got to remember, Villa played a very, very, like 90% of their strongest 11 on Wednesday
against Bolton,
against Bolton, and they played almost the whole time because they really didn't break through until later in the match. But I mean, Villa, they have some to play for, and when we all know when a man or a person in general is desperate, things happen. Things happen you don't expect when someone's desperate, and they're on their knees begging for a result or something different to happen or go their way.
If Moyes doesn't get the right result on Sunday, how do you think it's going to lead on moving forward? Because I think this is a must-not-lose game on Sunday. I really do.
Like you touched on, it all depends on how we play, the lineup we see.
Yeah.
Because if we see the same exact lineup we've been seeing, that's strike one. Like, that's just something you don't want to see. And then if that's strike one, you have to pray that we see some improvement on the pitch. And like I always say this, like, yes, the results matter, but I want to see some positivity on the pitch, something to give me hope. We haven't seen that at all. Even today, we've basically, in my opinion, we've seen hope for a combined one match. Second half against Nottingham, second half today. So you've given me one full match of hope.
I think if we come out the traps on Sunday, we start slow, I think we get hammered. I really do.
I think if we start Scamacca, bare minimum, start Scamacca, I think we can win 2-1 because I really do think he makes a difference. Not saying that I don't rate Antonio, or I don't think he makes a difference. Just Scamacca has that panache. He has that panache. He's just got that something about him. He's got the extra quality Antonio does not have.
I haven't given my scoreline prediction. I'm going to say, you said 2-2. I'm going to say 1-1. I think it's a draw this game. I just don't see how West Ham could be that bad from last week and go to Villa, and Villa are a tougher side than Forest, really, in my opinion. And even though we everything other than in the back of the net against Forest, I still do rate Villa to a point. I think Villa can turn it on, especially at Villa Park, 100%.
And it's going to be a very, very, very open match. Not one of these teams is going to be looking to possess the ball at all.
Yeah. I just feel that West Ham, I think on this game, Moyes has to, and he has to change it. I think if I see that starting lineup, I'm fearing. Yeah, I'm fearing Sunday. If I see the same starting 11 that we see last week with Soucek and Rice, Kira in there, and Antonio up front, and it's just the same, then I'm going to be worried for the whole 90 fucking minutes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do feel there's two players that have got to perform on Sunday. One of them is Gerrard Bowen, because he hasn't performed this season. And the other one is Zuma. I think Zuma has got a pass so many times for West Ham. And people go, oh, it's Zuma. But Zuma's been shit for us, mate. I'm not going to lie. Some of the goals that we've conceded, it's been his fault, mainly. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. What else do you want to add to that, Lucas? Anything?
No, I think we covered everything. I'm just, again, after so much despair of what we've been through so far, and it's only the beginning. I just want to see some good football being played. Even though I care about the result a lot, I care a bit more about how we look on the pitch.
Yeah, I agree.
I just want this team to give me a little bit of hope.
Yeah, I agree with you. I really, really do. I think it's a massive game on Sunday for us. I really do, because I think each game that goes by and we don't sort of perform, it's ramping up a bit more. And then obviously next week we've got a big week, Spurs, and then we've got Chelsea. So we need to get something from Villa Park. We really do. We'll wrap it up there. Anyway, everyone, thank you very much for watching tonight. I really do appreciate every single one of you who's tuned in to watch me and Lucas ramble on about the Premier League. Will West Ham get their first win of the season at Villa Park? I hope so, but I am sceptical, to say the least.
You want to do a quick lineup prediction?
Can do, mate. Let's go for it. Well, Fabian's is starting. That's a given. Right back would be interesting.
It will be.
If we can get a centre half back, I'd put Kira right back. I would. I really would. It's his natural position. That's where I'd put him. If we can get Dawson back, Dawson and Zuma together, I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are missing Dawson massively. Really are. Like, just solid. Yeah. If we can get Zuma and Dawson together, and then Emerson, for me, has to start. There's no two ways about it. He's a better player than Cress. If he's fit, he starts, in my opinion. But
I'd like to see that, but obviously we all know Moyes, how he is.
The two in midfield, one's Declan Rice, and the other one is going to have to be Thomas Soucek, because there's no one else. You know what I'm saying? And then up front, for me, Antonio needs to sit out this one. Right? He could do a job off the bench for 30 minutes. Yeah, I think you put Scamacca up there, he's going to occupy Mings and their other centre half, whoever it is. Yeah, with his sort of ability. After what I see of Maxwell Cornet tonight, I weren't impressed with him, really, if I'm being honest. Right? Not to say that you got Viborg and then you got fucking Villa. They're two different levels, isn't it?
He has been decent as a sub off the bench. He does bring a little something about him off the bench.
I think Gerrard Bowen, Saeed Benrahma, and then you got Pablo Fornells. So the sort of team sort of really picks itself other than one player. But I would put Emerson in there. I think Emerson down the left is a better player. I think Scamacca should start. I think he scored now in his last two games. And we need a goal scorer, mate. And we've got a goal scorer sitting on the bench. And that's for me. What are you saying?
You basically said what I was going to say. That would be my predicted lineup. I think after tonight, I think Scamacca has to start. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we saw Antonio and Scamacca in the same lineup, except Antonio plays the left wing. But I continue to say I don't want to see that because that leaves us with no super sub off the bench really to fill for Scamacca / Antonio. But yeah, I think that's the lineup we will see. I think we'll go Fab. I think we'll go Sufal, Kerr, Zuma, Cresswell. Ugh, he was bad today. But I would like to see Emerson, and then I think we'll see Souček, Rice, Fornals, Benrahma, Scamacca, Bowen.
Yeah, I hear you, mate. I hear you. Well, we'll wrap it up there. Been a pleasure, Lucas. And since the last time you come on, we've hit the 1K, mate. What do you make of that?
Fantastic. I'm buzzing for you, obviously. And
mate, it ain't all about me though. It's about everyone on this channel. Like, you've helped me on this channel, and with Charlie, with everyone. It just shows all the hard work that we've fucking done, because like, it is hard work. It ain't like just sitting in front of a camera talking bollocks. Do you know what I mean? You got to have a bit of context. But yeah, 1K is here to stay. Hopefully, do you know what I mean? Please do subscribe to the channel. I must admit. Listen, I'm going to wrap it up there. Everyone, thank you very much for watching tonight. I really do appreciate every single one of you, as I always do. Please smash a like on the video, and please do subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We've hit the 1K, and I'm going to roll on for the 2K, but I'm not going to worry about it just now. West Ham have got to get a win under their belts first.
We got to celebrate first.
Yeah, we want to celebrate a win on this channel. Yeah. Like, so far, like last 3 weeks, I've been hearing is Mitchell not very happy about certain players. I want him to be smiling and happy again. So please, West Ham, can you do it for us? Really, I really can. It would help me greatly. And yeah, listen, I won't be back now till maybe tomorrow to talk about the conference draw. That is tomorrow. We're going to see who we get in the conference draw. If not, I will be back Sunday. Villa Park is where we're heading, and let's see if we get the right result. Anyway, have a good one, and I'll see you again in the next one.
There it is. I've never found a love like this.